Now more than ever, transportation business owners need industry experts at every stage in their company's life cycle. We bring them to you in the hot seat.
Welcome to In the Hot Seat with the Tenney Group. I'm Spencer Tenney. It's good to be with you. We've got a wonderful show for you this afternoon. With us, we have Lane Munson, VP of Trucking Logistics at AON. Lane, welcome to the Hot Seat.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
All right. Right off the bat here, it's 30 seconds. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do at AON.
Yeah, so I joined AON about 2 years ago. My focus is on the transportation and logistics industry, and I have been doing that for about 7 years. I love the industry. I love trucking, and really get the most satisfaction out of serving people, just wholesale.
All right. You ready for the heat?
I am, yes.
I'm going to turn it up here. All right, let's go. Insurers. You and I talk about data a lot. So how are the insurers using data to make decisions around risk management?
Yes, so the DOT and the FMCSA are aggregating tons of data points on companies. Are you familiar with CSA scores?
Yes.
So there's 7 different categories. And if a trucking company has 3 categories in an alert status and an elevated status, an insurance company, the majority of insurance companies are not even going to offer them a quote. They're just going to look at that CSA score and automatically decline to offer terms.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So let me turn it around. So the trucking companies, how are they using data to create advantages when it comes to risk management?
Yeah, so there are some ways that trucking companies can use that data, and a lot of it actually lies on guys like me. The responsibility of using that data lands on the insurance brokers. When a trucking company is getting ready to go to market for their next insurance policy, if a broker isn't using that insight to understand what the insurance companies are going to see before they see it, they're going to have trouble getting in front of those issues. And so, for example, if I know that a trucking company has challenges with vehicle maintenance, I'm going to have a conversation with that trucking company before we go to market and get a better understanding of what they've done to correct those challenges. And if they weren't totally aware of the challenges, we're going to drill down and help them understand exactly where the issues are coming from.
So that's interesting. So this is where our worlds collide, is in terms of risk management. From my standpoint, the lower the risk when it comes to business transfer, the higher the business value. So what can business owners and folks like yourself be doing along the lines of risk management, risk transfer, and then finance efficiency to help either maximize their efforts to get a new policy or prepare for a future sale of their company?
Yeah, it's a great question. When it comes to purchasing insurance, a lot of times the insurer offers terms with the deductible that they chose, with limits that they chose or the agent asked for, and there isn't a whole lot of scientific process behind getting to those numbers. And one of the things that can be done is benchmarking the company's current risk transfer strategy and their current risk financing strategy, and measuring it against their peers that are in the same category as them from a size perspective and even a freight, what kind of freight they're moving. And one thing that AON has done a great job of is building a database to do that. And we've managed to aggregate about 9 billion miles worth of vehicle travel annually. Wow. And about $5 billion worth of annual payroll. And both of those are useful in our benchmarking. The payroll is for our workers' comp benchmarking, and the vehicle miles is for the auto liability, the physical damage, and the motor truck cargo.
So, you and I run a lot of the same conferences, and we're talking about the same things, and we keep talking about these evolving societal expectations around our industry and insurance. So speak to that a little bit. What's happening and what should we expect moving forward around that issue?
Yeah, well, there's a whole lot of new technology that, it seems like every day there's something new to help a company manage their fleet in a new and better way. Whether it's the bird's eye kind of mirror technology to help drivers see into their blind spots, or the forward-facing and driver-facing cameras, which are I'm actually a huge advocate for those, and it's not just the cameras; it's the data that comes from those cameras too. There's every time a driver slams on the brakes or swerves, the video gets sent to safety or the designated party, and they're supposed to review that video and determine whether or not the driver made a mistake, or if he was justified in his actions. And that's honestly one of the greatest tools that I've seen come out in the last 10 years since I've been doing this. That tool is completely dependent on the trucking company and their safety team actually taking in those videos and coaching the drivers. And that's one of the technology pieces that really helps reduce the total cost of risk.
Interesting.
And so people are starting to see these technologies and know that they're, when me and you get in our cars, we know what kind of technology is in it. We know what we have, and we, or society, can tend to think, well, if we can have it, why doesn't a truck have that, right? Mm-hmm. If I have, backup assist and lane departure and all of this great stuff, a trucking company should have it. And I think it's actually kind of leaked its way, that mindset has leaked its way into the legislature to an extent too, because you see, just kind of rumblings about what our legislators want to kind of have trucking companies implement within their fleets, not in a natural way, but kind of forced by the hand of our government, which can be a good thing.
All right, I got one last question for you. It's wild card.
Uh-oh.
Ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Out of Atlanta, it's football season, hopefully. Who's your number one guy on the Falcons?
That's a great question. I'm gonna have to go with Julio Jones.
Oh, God.
An old staple. He's like meat. He's like meat and potatoes, man. He's solid, and he's always there for us.
That is don't we all need somebody like that?
We do.
We sure do. Well, hey, thank you so much for being in the hot seat. Appreciate you. Lane Munson. Again, I'm Spencer Tenney. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time.